Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video, and in this one I'm going to be doing my prediction for Convergence 2023. Who's going to be taking it all at India's biggest ever Valorant event yet? Let's get into it. On number 6, starting off pretty plain and simple, it is going to be the Indian team, either True Rippers or Reckoning Esports. And I believe that this is going to be a league stage format for the first part of the tournament, where every team is going to be playing against every other team. So it's going to be best of ones probably across the first 2 days. So basing on that, I would say that maybe the Indian team is able to clutch up one win if they're good enough, or if they find one, a weak moment for another team and, find themselves to be a little lucky, because I don't see them getting any particular wins against a tier 1 team of the stature that we are looking at these teams right now, let alone how we saw the Ascension prove out to be for OG, because they beat these teams to get to Ascension. So it is going to be difficult because they've got no prior experience against any of these teams, against any of these players, except for Global Esports probably. So maybe one win at the max against Furia if possible, or Global Esports, but I think that's about it for either True Rippers or Reckoning. Number 6. Number 5, Furia. Furia are coming in with a brand new, fresh off the bat squad, who have taken out majority of their squad and kept 2 of their experienced players still there to lead this team. Khalil and NW Zera are still on the squad from the previous season, who will be taking charge to lead this squad with Havoc, Conan and Liazi, and Koi, who's joined in as their brand new coach. Now, this is going to be an interesting tournament for Furia, because again, their entire slate has been wiped clean in terms of the playstyle that they want to continue with. Are they going to try and replicate what they did in the last season, or are they going to go for a brand new system of play this time, is where they're going to be stuck in this tournament. So I believe because of that, trying to understand each other's rhythm is going to cause them a little bit of trouble, and I think they will be struggling against most of these teams, if not couple of them, because how individually strong they've got their rosters locked in, and also because these other teams have got a lot more international experience than most of these players here. That's why Furia, number 5. Number 4, Global Esports. Global Esports I put on 4 because I believe that they will have enough capability in terms of brainpower and strategy, which they've been cooking up for the last 1.5 months with all of their players and practicing in India. They will be able to beat Furia and the Indian team that's going to qualify, and they might be able to scratch up a win probably against Team Vitality if they're going properly with a complete strategy set in mind. But with the lack of firepower that might be provided only with Polvi and not the other players, because it depends on the day if they perform or not, I believe that Global Esports will be falling short by just a bit against Genji, and by quite a bit against FUT because of their experience. So I believe 4th is a pretty generous place for them, given that they just have a brand new roster with again 5 different completely different players, and it's going to be quite a challenge for them. So yes, Global Esports on number 4. Number 3, Vitality. Now Vitality, again, coming off of a season that was to forget for them, because they had gone through quite a terrible loss in the previous season. Rest in peace to Twistin, who unfortunately has left us, but they are coming back fresh into VCT 2024, starting off with this off-season here at Convergence. Now, who have they signed? They've got Seth from Liquid, which is an amazing pickup to get some extra firepower onto the team, because he has shown us what he can do on the biggest stages of Valorant in EMEA as well. They've also gone ahead and kept Sender and Destian from the previous roster, who are really good at what they do. They're going to be leading the squad alongside Seth as a core, and of course they've got Salah leading the team at the helm as the coach, who's been a very solid and vocal coach in the last season. He is really good at what he does, and I think that his playstyle is going to really come out with these players, especially with the 2 youngsters that they brought in, Runner and Kicks, who have quite the potential about themselves and will be able to probably blend into this Vitality team really well and do quite some wonders. But I believe that they will have some difficulties against their EMEA counterpart, maybe against Genji as well, a very tough competition. 3rd is where I've placed them. 2nd is going to be Genji. believe that Gen Z have a really good squad. I think that individuality over here is by far the highest quality that they've got. They've also got a great cohesion because all 5 Korean players, it's a Gen Z thing. They love their Korean players and they love giving them these opportunities to play up as much as they can. And they've got Texture, who's been brought in from Global Esports, who was quite a gem for them last season as well. So given him, and of course we've got Meteor, who stuck around. We have Lakia, who's made his way in from D plus Kia. Munchkin's been brought in, and of course the rookie Karen, who started his international career in Valorant just this year, so he's going to have quite a experience with this team because he's got no international experience whatsoever. So this is a team that does have a lot of great players, but it's probably a little bit of an up and down thing for them because I believe that they might get surprised by teams that we don't expect them to, right? Because of the fact that some of these players still need to understand how the game works at that level. I'm talking about Karen here. Lakia also, who is a tier 2 player but deserves to be in tier 1, has gotten his chance, but can he match up to the stress in the first ever big tournament that he's going to be playing against international teams is going to be quite the ask. So Gen G second, but I believe that they will have the capability to beat quite a bit of teams there, hence second. Number 1, without any doubt, FUT. The biggest team on here, who have international experience in loads, who've also went ahead and got one of the top players of the world from last season, CNED. They also went ahead and brought in Yetue for their squad, and they've kept that core of Curaxis, Mr. Fallon, and at a captain, who have been nothing but solid for this team, who rely on the basics of Valorant and their absolute core proper values of playing textbook Valorant to get them across, because that's what allowed them to finish 4th in the VCT EMEA last season when nobody even expected them to crack that top 5. And not just that, they were able to beat teams like T1 and VCT champions as well, showing that they've got what it takes to play at the top level, and they're extremely competitive, especially now with the addition of CNED, who's come back to his homeland to participate with his homeland team. FUT are looking a lot more cohesively strong, individually strong, and I believe they will have a little bit of competition here and there from Gen G, maybe from Vitality, but they will win VCT Convergence 2023. Let me know what you guys think. What is your prediction? Do you think FUT are going to win it all, or is it going to be some of the team? Let me know in the comments below. I will see you next time, and hopefully at VCT Convergence.